If you're looking for a sturdy and adaptable rig here in the USA, and you want to get it fast, you've probably found that's a tough metric to hit. And if you're on a budget, almost impossible. But lucky for you, there's a good option out there that offers quality, adaptability, fast shipping, and all at a good price. That's right, I'm talking about Rig Metal. And if you haven't heard of them, you need to buckle up because you're going to want to take this ride. If you're new to the channel and you haven't joined, and you enjoy hearing about new products and new sim racing gear, or just hearing about new updates to games and other things going on in the sim world, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So what is Rig Metal? That's what we're here to talk about today, right? Rig Metal is basically a one-man operation that offers aluminum profile rigs and accessories. The goal of Rig Metal is to offer a good value and offer fast shipping, and they offer great customer service. The rigs aren't just affordable, they offer a great quality rig at far less than you're going to pay to have one shipped overseas. Rig Metal has 3 options for cockpits, and each one has 2 variations to it. The first option Rig Metal offers is the Flagship Model, a more sturdy option using 4120 aluminum profile for the base. The starting price for the Flagship Model is $669. You do have the option for an additional $20 to get the upgraded wheel mount, which is intended for direct drive wheelbases and is compatible with VRS, Midge, and SimCube. I believe it also works for Fanatec as well. And like I said, just a $20 upgrade to have the front-facing triangle to mount your wheelbase to. But if you're looking for something more wallet-friendly, Rig Metal also offers the Basic. And the Basic is exactly what it sounds like. It's just a basic aluminum profile rig. There's really no bells and whistles to it. It's a very simple aluminum profile frame for $339. Now the variation for this one is you can pay an extra $20 and get a wheel base mount. Basically a plate with multiple holes drilled in it to fit pretty much any wheel that you're adding to it. The Basic is definitely the most budget-friendly option that we have in the US for aluminum profile rigs. But what if you're looking for something a little more than the Basic, but you don't need the Flagship, you don't need the seat, and maybe you don't need something quite as sturdy? Well, now you're looking for the Rig Metal Plus, which is perfect because that's what we're talking about today. The Rig Metal Plus is the third and final option for aluminum profile cockpits from Rig Metal. Like all the previous ones, it comes in 2 variations. In this case though, the variations aren't so much function as they are aesthetics. For $449, you get the aluminum profile rig. For $479, you get the aluminum profile rig in black. That's really the only difference in the variation, so it comes down to what color you want. Now where the Rig Metal Plus differs is in construction. The Rig Metal Plus, with the exception of the wheel deck and one post holding up the main shift mounting area, is made entirely of 4080 aluminum profile. You will notice in pictures online that there are 4040 mounts for the seat, but they've actually upgraded those even to 4080 profile, not only to make it more sturdy, but it also gives you the option to mount them either flat or vertical, which will give you more seat height if you need it, or different mounting options. The wheel deck, on the other hand, is a 4120 aluminum profile, and it mounts beautifully between 2 mounting plates that are fully adjustable to tilt forward and backward. So while we're talking about the mounting plates, I just want to take a minute to recognize how awesome it is to have such versatile mounting plates. Between the wheel deck and the pedal deck, it is fully customizable to adjust the wheel angle so that you can get a proper angle. I don't know how else to put it. In a typical car, you notice a little bit of tilt in the wheel. Sometimes when you buy different manufacturers' wheels, you get an extreme tilt and it just doesn't feel right. So that ability on an aluminum profile rig to really tilt that wheel at the angle you want it makes the wheel feel a lot better and you're just more comfortable behind it. Now let's take a minute to talk about the pedal deck. The pedal deck is two pieces of 4080 aluminum profile mounted between two mounting plates. The mounting plates are pre-drilled to give you multiple options for how you want to set your pedals. If you want to raise them up high and run F1 style, or if you want to have them down low, if you want a good tilt on them, there really is, the options are almost endless with how this pedal deck is going to sit when you put it in. Not only that, but unlike the options that you would order from overseas or many of the competitors, they are using the aluminum profile in the middle to support the pedal base. So what you're going to notice is they don't really move. Unlike having an aluminum plate that when you press on a load cell pedal and it bends on you, the pedals stay firm in the place you mount them and there's really no flex in it at all. I love the mounting plates that come with this rig. Also, not unlike other rigs, it comes with all the hardware you need to put it together. But what I will say is it comes with an excessive amount of hardware. And when I say excessive, I don't mean that in a bad way. What I mean is you can literally mount tons of extras to this thing without having to order any extra parts. Basically, I've mounted my microphone mount, my button box, cameras, full roll cage roof that I built, lights. I don't even know everything I've mounted to this thing, and all I've had to buy is L brackets. I really haven't had to spend any extra money trying to find T-nuts or the bolts. It comes with a lot and it's totally awesome. So of course you're wondering about the build process of rig metal. Well, not unlike any aluminum profile rig, really all you need is some hex drivers, a tape measure, and a 90-degree angle. Simple tools, simple project. It takes roughly 3 hours to put together, and you'll want to build the whole rig without tightening anything down, because once you get everything in place, you're going to want to make sure all corners are squared up, and then you're going to want to measure basically from each point that you want it to line up. You're going to want to check the measurements on the left and right, the front and rear, and make sure that everything is exactly the same distance and spacing. This will ensure that when you tighten down the rig, that it's nice and rigid and doesn't have any flex and nothing comes loose, because each of the grommets that come with it, or gussets that come with this rig, are going to be placed in such a way that it sucks the rig together as you tighten them down. So making sure that everything's aligned so that nothing rattles out of place and starts to affect the rigidity of the rig, that's a big crucial thing with building these aluminum profile rigs. So ultimately, if you're familiar with aluminum profile rigs, you know that they are definitely the most versatile and sturdy rig that you can buy. The rig metal is no exception. I've been using the rig metal for roughly a month to a month and a half, and I don't have a direct drive wheel on it right now, but I have no doubt that it would hold up without losing any of the rigidity if I were to mount one to it right now. It is very planted. I have not had to tighten a bolt. I haven't had to make an adjustment. It is exactly the way I built it, and it's holding up perfectly. I will say there is one thing that makes rig metal number one by far over any other rig in my book. Because it's aluminum profile rig, you're not going to find too many variations where you're going to notice that big of a difference. What I did notice a huge difference in is the amount of time I had to wait on it. The shipping times are phenomenal. I've ordered twice from Rig Metal, once for the profile rig, once for the triple monitor stand. The first order I put in, I ordered on a Friday and received the rig by Wednesday. So roughly a 5 full day turnaround. The second time I ordered on a Saturday and received it by a Thursday. So we're talking 5-day turnaround if you're on the West Coast. I believe they're fairly committed to a 7-day turnaround if you're on the East Coast. There is no other option out there like that. If you're ordering overseas, 30-day wait period, and then they'll finally ship it out. Now you have to hope that it doesn't get stuck in customs, and you have to hope you don't have to pay the customs fees. So with Rig Metal, it's just easy. One thing I do want to note about Rig Metal is that they don't accept returns. And this is really to keep their costs low so that they can offer an aluminum profile rig at a good price. So make sure that you do a little bit of research and you know which rig you're going to want. Realistically, even if you buy their top model, you're still going to pay considerably less than you're going to pay across seas. So definitely don't let the return policy discourage you, because it's an aluminum profile rig. You can make adjustments to it. If something goes wrong with it, you can order one piece of aluminum. For the money you're going to save, it's 100% worth it if you're buying an aluminum profile rig. Alright guys, so it's time to put a bow on this. I think you guys know how I feel about Rig Metal. I'm sure I could have been just as happy if I had ordered a SimLab or a Track Racer or a GT Omega or any one of the aluminum profiles out there. Except I don't know that with those thin aluminum pedal decks I would have been as happy. But overall, I'm sure I would have been just as satisfied with it. But the fact is, I would still be waiting on it, and I would have paid a lot more money. And that's if customs didn't grab it, then I'd be waiting even longer and paying even more money. Couple things that I do want to mention in addition is, first off, I didn't say it at the beginning, but this is not a sponsored video. I'm not incorporated with Rig Metal. I feel that passionately about the product and think so highly of a company that wants to support sim racers and make it affordable that I wanted to make this video and tell you guys truly how much I appreciate them. The other thing I want to mention that I haven't mentioned in this video is, even though your rig is never completely done, those of you that have been building them for a while know that you just keep adding on. You can get a lot closer if you check out Rig Metal's website. They do have accessories and add-ons for your rig, so make sure you guys check that section out as well. Appreciate you guys coming and checking out the video, and I'll see you on the next one.